Good morning, happy Monday, happy day after Easter. If you celebrated Easter, I just noticed as I lifted my arm is still a tiny bit sore from my Johnson & Johnson shot a week ago. So, you guys, we're celebrating our 1 year anniversary, which is amazing, and you guys put up some questions and just some comments in some areas that we've covered that you thought were great. So I thought we'd spend some time talking about some of those. So Dolores Moyer, one of my greatest followers, said the difference between priming and meditation. That was one of the first things she wrote down. So that's a great question. So what is priming? Now, some of you might be old enough to remember a hand crank pump to get water out of a well. And my Uncle Bill is watching right now, and I know he knows that because he grew up on a farm. So he knows exactly what that is. So there used to be these pumps, well, I'm sure they're still around, but there's these pumps that you have to hand push the pump, and then you're getting water out of a well so that you could get a drink. I remember we used to do it on the golf course. We used to have to hand pump this thing, and it would create a stream of water, and then we would get a drink. Well, those old pumps, in order to get them to work when they first started, many times you had to pour water into them, and that created a vacuum because water was going down into the drain of the pump. So then when you would pump, that vacuum would help pull the water up, and it was called priming the pump. And that's where the term priming comes from. That's what we're taking it for. So when we talk about priming, what we're talking about is getting yourself ready and before you do anything significant. So we talk about it in a host of ways. Before you're going to do any type of goal setting exercise, before you're going to make any significant decision, it's a good idea to prime yourself to get yourself in the appropriate state in order to do that particular thing, whatever that is. So if you're going to give a speech, then you're going to want to prime yourself doing incantations and using your physical body to get yourself ready to make that speech. If you have to make an important decision, then a flood, you remember that we've done those things where you flood your heart. We'll do that again. Where you do this flood, that's a great way to put yourself in the perfect state, the perfect space in order to make that decision. And when you do that, you're priming yourself. You're priming yourself by putting yourself in this perfect state. So then the other way that we talk about it is we talk about it every morning. We talk about doing priming every morning. And there's different ways to do that. So one of the ways that we've talked about is with the breathing, with the power breath, the breath of fire. And then you focus on what you're grateful for, and then you focus on what you're excited about. You focus on who you love and who loves you. And then you focus on 3 to thrive, the things that you're going to do that day. The other way that you could talk about priming, one of the things that I do pretty much every day is when I go for a walk, I do a whole breathing thing. And actually the first video that I did for you guys over a year ago, I did that. As we started the morning walk, I did my breaths. I did the breaths through the nose and out the mouth, and then I started my incantations every day in every way. I'm feeling stronger and stronger. All I need is within me now. That's also priming. You start your day with a certain amount of physical activity and breathing, and then what it is that you want to accomplish. The other thing that I do in terms of priming is I start every day by pulling up charts, I guess. I do it on my phone now. I used to do it in my planner, but I pull up charts or things that have my goals and have my roles and have my mission statement and my primary question. I pull all that up, and that's what I focus on first thing in the morning. I don't first thing in the morning immediately look at Facebook or immediately look at Twitter or Instagram or any of those things. I look at what are my roles, what are my goals, who am I, what am I about, what's my mission, and that's the first thing that I put into my head when I wake up in the morning. So priming is designed to get you ready. That's what it's designed to do. You're priming the pump. You're pouring the water in to get yourself ready, and it puts yourself in the right state. It puts yourself in the right focus. it gets yourself in the right space for whatever it is that you're going to do. And, remember, we think by asking questions. And so the great question to ask yourself is, what is my outcome? And remember to keep in that habit. What's my outcome? What's my outcome here? What is it that I'm looking for, that I'm trying to accomplish? And that question will tell you what type of priming you need to do. So even if you're just going over, even if it was yesterday and you were going over to your family's house for Easter, ask yourself the question, what's my outcome? What's my outcome here today? To be positive, to connect with my family. Okay, so prime yourself to be in that particular space so that when you come to that event, you're not carrying baggage from something else and you don't have a conversation at the event that goes in a way that you don't like, that you get yourself ready for what you're doing. So priming, many different ways to do it. Absolutely necessary thing to do in your life. Great way to start your day, how you should start every day. Great way to get yourself ready for whatever event that you're going to do. And ask yourself the question, what is my outcome? What's my outcome today? So for today, Monday, the great Dan Mahoney, let's get after it. Ask yourself, what's my outcome for today? What's my outcome for this week? What is it that I want to accomplish? What are the things that I want to get done? And from there, you can start thinking about priming. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. I've been saying my catchphrase incorrectly, which is weird. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other. Thanks.